And good morning, it's Lupe, Classic Hits, 92.7, 95.3. Gearing up for the most exciting part of the wrestling season, 2025, 2026 season. Joining us in the Street Beat studio, let's see, we have at 120 pounds, Jack Lanier, 126 pounds, Ashley Solkowski, and at 138 pounds, Chase Scott, and Coach Spencer McCormick. Thank you guys for being here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Morning. Thank you.
So let's start off with first, I think it was 2009, 2010.
Yep.
That was my first wrestling season here in Maine. In the finals of the Class C State Championship, it was David Glidden of Washington Academy and Spencer McCormick of Calais. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a very, very tough match. Dave Glynn and I wrestled a lot together throughout the season, between practices and in meets, so we knew what each other does and what we're good at. I was either tied or down the entire match until the last about 10 seconds left, and then I scored a state final match winning takedown in the last few seconds. And a little fun fact about that, I believe it's the only state wrestling finals match where two Washington County wrestlers were in the finals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was exciting. I remember being there and going, oh.
Yeah. Yep.
And David overachieved that day.
Oh, yeah.
David Glidden, he
wrestled a really good match.
Yeah, he wrestled good that day. All right, so wrestling has been described by many, including Joe Rogan, as one of the hardest sports in the world. Coach, do you agree? And why do you think that is?
I absolutely agree. It's one of the toughest sports. Individually, you have to be prepared not only with your conditioning and stamina, but nutrition, mindset, keeping a mental acuity and sharpness, even when you're super, super tired. Making the right decisions. When you feel like you're down and out, you have to pick yourself back up and just keep believing in yourself, keep having faith, no matter what, until the last whistle sounds.
And you definitely proved that in that match.
Exactly, yeah.
For the coach and wrestlers, what's the one thing you wish parents understood about wrestling?
I'll start this off here. I wish my parents realized that, the seedings don't mean everything.
That is true. Right. That is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I think one thing is really knowing how to motivate your wrestler. People receive different types of feedback that can either boost their mindset or bring down their mindset, whether that's in practice, before the match, during the match, and even after the match. So choosing words correctly and know that those words are going to be different from wrestler to wrestler.
What's the hardest part of coaching that nobody sees? That's a tough question.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's a lot to it. Not only you have to coach athletes on the right techniques, but keeping their mindset in it the whole time, the faith, believing in themselves. You also have to focus on nutrition, hydration, getting enough sleep, and then the ultimate one is teaching pre-match anxiety. Some people just cave right away at a big tournament like this one. I've experienced that, but knowing that the person stepping in front of you on the other side of the mat puts their pants on one leg at a time, just like you. They're no different. Doesn't matter the color of their singlet or what team they have on their singlet. They're just another wrestler, and another day, another match.
All right. And what's the hardest part of wrestling for you that people watching don't understand?
Just the mental toughness it takes to be out there for the 6 minutes that you have. Because everybody's it can't be that hard. A basketball game's however long it is. It's but that 6 minutes is 100% harder than that basketball game will ever be.
Definitely. And I think, honestly, wrestling it's mostly mental. Sure, you do get tired, physically tired, but you really got to be there mentally to keep yourself going and stay sharp. So,
you guys all played other sports.
Yeah,
you know the difference. Yeah, it's tough for that 6 minutes, and you go through all kinds of emotions while you're in there.
Definitely.
What's going on? What's something you've learned from wrestling that you believe will help you for the rest of your life?
I think, honestly, work ethic. work ethic is definitely a big thing. It carries over into almost anything in life, so definitely that.
Yeah, not like with the work ethic, but like the mental toughness it takes for wrestling. It's just like that'll carry on into everything. So if you're mentally tough, you can get through so many more things in life than.
What Dan Gable say?
Once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy.
Everybody that wrestles.
Yep.
That knows Dan Gable or have heard of Dan Gable knows that quote. What do you love the most about wrestling?
The friendships you make, the people you meet. It's always fun. It's a good environment.
I love the push. I love being challenged to be the best person who I can every single day.
Coach, do you have anything you want to say on that?
It's great community, a lot of camaraderie. You see my team intermingling with other teams, cheering on other wrestlers, even if they're in the same bracket sometimes. They know that there's a tough match, and if they overcome that, the whole crowd, the whole sidelines, no matter what team you're from, recognizes that and cheers people on. It's a really cool environment, especially because it's an individual sport. So it's kind of make or break when the time comes in, and it's all you out there.
It's like when you're going through something hard, and you're all going through it together.
Yeah.
And you all understand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there one thing you do before every match that you've never told anyone?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I feel like my pre-match ritual is basically the same every time. I put my headgear on, I step away from everybody, and I just like give myself that time to lock in.
I feel like, I don't know, I always just like, I like to hand fight with Jack every once in a while, and then just kind of get my body warm, get my joints ready to move in the ways they have to.
What's going through your mind?
I mean, not a whole lot is going on in my mind. I like to keep my mind nice and clear, but I always like to envision myself winning, you know what I mean? Just think about what I want to do in the match.
Yeah, I mean, going back on what Spencer said earlier about no matter what, that person puts their pants on one leg at a time. I go out there and I think that they're not better than me. They're still a person, and I'm going to just want to wrestle the best I can to win that match.
You want to rip their head off.
That's what he wanted to say.
Yep.
Is there a moment in a match when you know you've got someone, and how do you know that?
I feel like it's right from like kind of the start. If you like, if like you're tying up with someone, they have like a looser tie that they're not going to be as good. But then if it's like middle, I guess it also depends, because if they're very even with you, like you kind of just have to have them on their back to know you got them.
I don't know. I'm kind of on like the opposite side of the spectrum there. I'm like wrestling so fast paced, and it's just like bam, 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 that you never really know if you have somebody. You could be up 14-0 and then they reverse you and pin you, so you never really know.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What's the toughest loss you've ever had, and how did it change you?
So my sophomore year at the PVC championship, I took my toughest loss, and that loss really flipped a switch in my brain that I'm pushing everything I have for the rest of my high school career to do better and wrestle the best I can.
I mean, I feel like my two toughest losses, I guess, would be last year in States, because I didn't do that well at States, Both guys I went against went 0-2 over there, but I feel like that really drove me to go and get better, especially during the summer.
I feel like all my losses are kind of tough. I feel like, especially at like the Girl Scout Hegan tournament this year, I wrestled like all day, got to finals, and then lost, which is really hard. But it pushes me to like see what I did bad in my match, rewatch back my matches, see what I can improve on, stuff like that.
What's one thing about your team that outsiders would never guess?
I feel that we're all very close. We all actually have very good friendship within the team.
Yeah, we're really just like it's not really a team. We're just a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all like if somebody needs something, we're all there for them. Like it's a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Nice. All right. So what keeps you going? What keeps you grinding?
Wanting to win.
Wanting to win.
Yeah.
Wanting to win.
Not wanting to lose. I don't like losing.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Tell us about a moment, Coach, that reminds you why you coach.
Well, there's many moments. Going back last year at regionals in the semifinals match, one of my wrestlers sitting across from here, he had never beat this individual, but he went out there, kept his mindset right, and ended up pinning him, which was unheard of, given the results from the preseason and whatnot. So just the fact that even being a coach, and if this wrestler has never, if my wrestler has never beat that person, doesn't mean that they can't. And it's just it's really awesome telling a wrestler, go out there and hit this move. I think this is going to be open, and they do exactly that. They're listening, they're coachable, and then they execute it. That's just a great feeling.
Nice. And what's a strategic detail in wrestling that fans almost never notice? Trying to get some secrets here.
Yeah. Well, it really comes from what I like to look at is the other wrestlers' body language, or how they start, whether they're in neutral, are they standing straight up, are they super crouched down. Same with in the bottom position. So even the way an ankle is tweaked out, maybe 30 degrees versus straight on, that can give you a tell on what their next move is going to be. So then I need to find that and then relay that to my wrestler and make, hey, watch out for this. But it's just a giant chess match. You have your move, they have a counter, you need your backup move, they'll have a counter for that. You need your third move, fourth move, counter. It's just one big giant chess match, physically and mentally.
Tell us about this weekend. What are your goals or your approach to the Class B regional tournament?
My goal is just go in there, wrestle how I know I can, just wrestle the best I can, and work, finish top 4 in regionals, go on to states, and wrestle how I know I can at states.
Yeah, I completely agree with him.
Yeah.
Same. What about as a coach? Go ahead.
I'm hoping I place. That's my biggest hope for this weekend, really.
Nice.
Yeah, and with Ashley, she has, her mindset is for girls states. There's no regionals for girls only. So she'll be wrestling in a co-ed bracket. So she's ranked 5th out of 12 wrestlers in her bracket. So hopefully she can come out top 4 in regionals, co-ed, and compete
awesome.
in co-ed states. So
Nice. Is there anything you'd like to say to people that have never wrestled before? What would you tell them?
Do it.
The greatest thing to do. The greatest thing in the entire world.
I fully agree.
What about coach?
yeah, it's
Do a little recruitment. Get some-
right. It's some of the best life lessons that I've learned throughout my entire wrestling career. I've held on to those, and know that you can be in the trenches, physically tired, mentally tired, but still have the drive to keep going, keep getting better, and know that your team alongside with you is in the trenches as well, and so they've experienced that, and it's one of the best sports ever. You'll keep getting a lot of life lessons through this sport.
Continue to improve
Yeah.
in every aspect. All right, Coach Spencer McCormick and wrestlers Jack Lanier competing at 120 pounds, Ashley Solkowski 126, and Chase Scott 138. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.